As Rudo's body plummeted into the black depths, his mind was filled with only one thing. I will rise again, and when I do, I'll make you all pay, in the cruelest way imaginable. And strangely, he survived the fall. Slowly, painfully, he stood up. He looked around him. Trash, filth, rot. The air reeked, the ground squelched. But before he could process any of it, a monstrous creature emerged out of nowhere, charging straight at him with murderous intent. This is where today's episode begins. The second chapter of Rudo's descent into hell, and his fight to rise again. Rudo's mind started spinning with thoughts. Why do criminals commit crimes? Don't they know that if they're caught, they'll be dumped here? Into this pit? Into this living nightmare? But then, why do people hate criminals so much? Why such obsession? Don't they feel even a shred of pity when they throw someone down into this abyss? He didn't know. Not really. He had no idea what had happened to the others who'd been cast into the pit before him. Back to the present. Rudo, now half mad with fear, started running. The monsters came. One at first, then more. And more. An entire swarm. Rudo panicked, and deep in his heart, a question whispered, "Is this it? Is this how I die? Is this my end?" He couldn't even tell what the monsters were made of. Flesh, garbage, or something far, far worse. One of the creatures attacked with brutal force. Rudo barely dodged, barely survived. One hit. That's all it would have taken. Then, something caught his eye. A human skull, lying in the trash, right there in his hand. His breath caught. His heart pounded. He looked up, his eyes burning with rage. "I won't let you escape. All of you who threw me away for no reason, I will kill you all." He screamed to the heavens, voice shaking with fury. But fate wasn't done tormenting him. Rudo slipped again, tumbling deeper into the garbage pile. The monsters were closing in, teeth bared. But then, everything stopped. As if time itself had frozen. The beasts stood still. Rudo was stunned. The stench was overpowering, suffocating. And as he tried to think, tried to make sense of it all, his body began to tremble. The filth, the rot. It was unbearable. Blood began to pour from his mouth. Then, the monsters moved again. This time, even more ferociously. One of them nearly tore him apart. But just before the fatal strike, Rudo caught sight of his glove, the one Recto had given him. And right at that moment, a memory returned. A flicker of the past. Recto's voice echoed in his mind. And in that instant, something exploded inside him. A surge of power. A spark of fury. A promise. "I can't die yet. I have to take revenge. I won't give up that easily." A rusty pipe appeared in his hand. Without hesitation, Rudo attacked. Fierce, wild, unrelenting. One monster, dead on the spot. But the next one was stronger, much stronger. It retaliated. And now, it looked like Rudo was the one about to die. But he didn't give in. He rose again, screaming, defiant, and struck the monster with a blow so powerful it exploded. The monster burst apart, spraying foul, rotting filth all over him. Luckily, right at that exact moment, a sudden miracle happened. A black umbrella popped open directly above Rudo's head, shielding him from the rain of filth that should have completely buried him. When he opened his eyes and looked up, there, standing in front of him, was a man wearing a mask. Rudo blinked in confusion, his mind still dazed. "Who is he?" But before he could think any further, the masked man suddenly kicked him. Hard. Boom! With just a single strike, Rudo was almost knocked unconscious. His body hit the ground like a rag doll. Before he could even gasp for breath, the masked man slapped a gas mask onto his face. Rudo, still groggy, struggled to speak. "Do you live here? What is this place? Were those creatures really monsters?" He tried to continue, but the masked man simply motioned for him to stay silent. But come on, this is Rudo we're talking about. No way the main character is going to just sit quietly. You have to tell me what this place is, Rudo snapped. If you don't, I won't shut up. How did I even get here? What is this hellhole? Finally, the masked man spoke. We're not underground. We're still above ground. But all the garbage you see here, this is what you all created. You, the people from above, dumped everything here. And because of you, the monsters started noticing us again. And sure enough, those monsters Rudo had just seen die, they suddenly began to move again. Rudo was stunned. They just died. How the hell are they alive again? The masked man explained, they can't be killed by normal weapons. Only special ones can destroy them for real. Then, with a sharp motion, he raised his umbrella. Zack! The umbrella shifted, transformed, no longer just a tool for shelter. All right then, he said, with a calm, confident voice. Time to take action. The monsters lunged toward him, but this man was no ordinary fighter. With speed and power, he counterattacked. Effortlessly. Rudo watched, amazed. That umbrella. It's different. Way different. That's no ordinary umbrella. And the monster that got hit did not get back up. They're really dead this time. Rudo whispered in disbelief. Then the man jumped to higher ground, positioning himself for a final strike. With a single thrust of his weapon, boom! An explosion of energy ripped through the air, destroying every last monster in the vicinity. Rudo stood frozen, mouth wide open. What the hell? If I had even one weapon like that, I could destroy everyone up there, every last one of them, and make them suffer. The man looked down at him and said casually, "Oh, so you're still alive. I thought that kick might have killed you." He stepped forward and introduced himself. The name's Engine, but some call me the humble cleaner, or just the janitor, if you will. Suddenly we're pulled into a flashback. A younger, dirtier, worn-out Rudo was speaking with Recto. "Bro, why do you look like such a wreck today?" Recto asked, half laughing. "I got the crap beaten out of me," Rudo muttered. "Oh, so they hit you again?" "Yeah, I told them that objects might have souls, and they all just laughed at me." Recto chuckled and replied, "Didn't you say that to me once too? That if we treat things with care, they might develop something like a soul?" He laughed again. "Honestly, you're an idiot, and I'm even more of an idiot for believing you back then." Then he held up his pen and said, "Look at this. Who knows, maybe my pen has a soul too." As he showed off more of his belongings, Rudo quietly asked, "Then, does that mean this glove might have a soul too?" Recto smiled and nodded. "Yeah, why not? I mean, if you really take care of it, it's not impossible that something like that could happen." Rudo replied, "All right then, I'll make sure to take care of it, as best as I can." Back to the present. Rudo's eyes snapped open. He gasped. His body was chained with cold, iron restraints like some kind of prisoner. And Engine? He was dragging Rudo, chains and all, to God knows where. "Bro, are you insane?" Rudo shouted. "Why the hell are you tying me up like this? Aren't you the one who just saved me?" Engine replied calmly, "Yeah, that's right. I did save your life. But you're kinda rude now, aren't you? You realize I just pulled you out of a death trap, right?" Yeah, I get it. You saved me," Rudo snapped back. "But why are you dragging me around like a damn prisoner now? What's your deal?" And then Engine's voice turned serious. "I just want to know one thing. Do you have a plan? A plan to get back to the surface? Because honestly, bro, that's impossible." Rudo opened his mouth to speak, but Engine quickly cut him off. But even in silence, Rudo's thoughts were loud, filled with one name, Recto, and the mysterious masked man standing before him now. Then, with quiet resolve, he muttered under his breath, "I don't care what you say. I'm getting out of here. I won't stop. And when I reach the surface, I'll make every single one of them pay." He looked up at Engine, eyes burning with determination. You know the way out, don't you? Please, just tell me. What is this world? And what are those monsters, really? His voice turned firm, unshakable. I won't stay quiet, Rudo said. Not until you answer all of my questions. Injin let out a small laugh and said, All right. Chill out. I'll tell you everything. Then, Injin brought Rudo to a strange, hidden location. A shadowy place filled with old tools, dusty machines, and an atmosphere thick with mystery. But just as suddenly, Injin left. Without a word. Bro! Are you crazy? Rudo yelled. At least tell me what this place is. Why are you leaving me here? Moments later, a vehicle approached. It screeched to a halt. Several people climbed out, and the moment they saw Rudo, they froze. Hey, what the hell is this kid? One of them muttered. His face looks weird. And those clothes? Wait a sec. Rudo nodded slowly, still confused. I came from above. And instantly, their expressions changed. Shock, amazement, excitement, as if they had just found a creature from another world. But to Rudo, they all looked insane. Their eyes scanned him from head to toe. His tangled hair, his haunted eyes, his torn-up clothes. Then, one of them noticed the chains still wrapped around him. This isn't right, one man said. Let's set him free. For a brief moment, Rudo thought, these people, maybe they're kinder than the ones above. But he was dead wrong. Suddenly, everything changed. The kindness vanished, and instead, they tightened the chains, even more cruelly than before. One of them burst into laughter. You really thought we were good guys, huh? Wrong move, bro. You know what? Humans from the surface can be sold for a fortune here. And since you're still alive, that makes you worth even more. We could be rich, filthy rich. We'd never have to work another day in our lives. You ever wonder why we hate the people up there? Another added. It's because you're all disgusting. You dump your filth down here. You poisoned our land. You killed our people. And from your trash, monsters were born that slaughtered us. And now you're here. I'm honestly curious what the people down here will do to you. Maybe they'll torture you, humiliate you, rip you apart, live on stage. Then they dumped a pile of rotten garbage in front of Rudo. This is your food now, one of them said, shoving it toward his mouth. Eat, they shouted, stuffing the filth into him. You think we get to eat like kings? No. Thanks to you, this is all we have. Laughter erupted around him, cruel, mocking. They jeered at Rudo, forcing him to choke on the trash. But just as one of them got closer, grinning, crack, Rudo bit into the man's finger. Hard, so hard that bone pierced the skin. A scream tore through the air. Everyone froze, staring. And then they saw him. Rudo, still chewing the last bits of filth, his eyes blank and terrifying. And then his hands began to glow. A strange, burning energy surged through him. The chains that bound him exploded into pieces. Panic erupted. Everyone around him scrambled in fear. Rudo stepped out of the vehicle, and a powerful aura began emanating from his body. Dark, unstoppable, otherworldly. From a distance, Injin watched calmly, with a tiny smirk. I knew it. From the moment I first laid eyes on him, he whispered. Suddenly, the broken chains that once imprisoned Rudo began to twist and merged with his glove, transforming into a weapon. And in that moment, Recto's words echoed in his mind. A soul can live inside an object. The energy intensified, and now Rudo stood armed with a weapon born of rage, pain, and memory. Then Injin's voice rang out. There are certain people with a rare gift. They can awaken the soul of an object. These people are called givers. And Rudo, now consumed by fury, was ready. One of the men, now trembling and furious, shouted, I don't care who you are. We'll all fight you together. You're dead meat. They charged. But Rudo didn't back down. He fought back. Hard. One by one, he took them down. Smashing. Slamming. Breaking. No mercy. That weapon, it's the chains. If we can tear it from his hands, he'll lose his power. One of them lunged and managed to knock the weapon away. Rudo stumbled, but then, in front of him, he saw an old tire. He reached for it. Zrak! The tire shifted, twisted, transformed into a brand new weapon. From afar, Engine chuckled. Just as I thought, he can make weapons from anything. Now wielding his new tire blade, Rudo unleashed hell. He slaughtered them. One by one, they fell, screaming, begging, fading, until only one man remained, frozen, trembling, watching as Rudo approached, eyes full of death. Rudo raised his weapon to strike, but then Engine appeared. He held Rudo back. Rudo, panting hard, gasped. What just happened, Eng? I don't understand. Blood dripped from his nose. His body swayed, exhausted. Engine stepped closer. You used too much power. I'm sorry, but this was a test. From the moment I saw you, I knew. You weren't ordinary. You're special. I'll tell you everything. Every answer you're looking for. But in return, you'll need to join the cleaners. And honestly, we really need someone like you. Rudo paused, silent. Then finally he said, You know, I'm actually not that interested in joining whatever this is. And with that, the episode ends. Now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments, what did you think of today's episode? We finally witnessed Rudo's true power, and it's no ordinary strength. This is something else, something legendary. So what's your take on Rudo being a giver? If you loved the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow anime lovers. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay strong and stay ready to fight back.